السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم. عندنا اليوم الدرس الثلاثون. We are now on lesson 30. Now, this lesson is a short lesson after the stress of the verbs. So this will be like a nice little easy way to start finishing off the book. We have 2 lessons left, this lesson and lesson 31, insha'Allah ta'ala. So as normal, I'll read through this lesson and then discuss that which we learn within this lesson. Okay, so we'll start from the little entrance title and then I'll read on. يقف بالباب فتيان ادخلا من أنتما نحن طالبان جديدان مرحبا بكما من أين أنتما نحن من الصين متى وصلتما إلى المدينة المنورة وصلنا أمس أتوا أمان أنتما نعم وكيف عرفت ذلك يا أستاذ عرفت من الشبه الذي بينكما ما أسماؤكما اسمي الحسن وأخي اسمه الحسين ألكما إخوة وأخوات نعم لنا أخوان وأختان أما الأخوان فيعملان في مكتب خطوط جوية وقد درس في معهد اللغة هذا قبل سنوات وأما الأختان فتدرسان في المدرسة الثانوية كانت لنا أختان أخريان ماتتا في الصغر في أي كلية تريدان أن تدرسا بعد دراسة اللغة العربية أريد أن أدرس بكلية الشريعة أما الحسن فيريد أن يدرس بكلية القرآن الكريم وفقكم الله نريد أن نذهب إلى المراقب لا تذهبا إليه الآن فإنه مشغول يمكنكما أن تذهبا إليه بعد انتهاء الحصة اذهبا الآن إلى المكتبة وخذا الكتب المقررة. So as you may have noticed, I was emphasizing quite a lot the ending of some of the words because in this lesson we are focusing on the dual noun. We have learnt the dual before and we add alif and noon to the end of the noun, but now the main thing that was to be observed is the verb. So how does the verb conjugate when we are referring to two people? And we'll see this over the coming pages inshallah. So this dialogue, it says ضع في الفراغ في كل جملة مما يأتي الفعل ذهب الماضي بعد إسناده إلى الضمير المناسب. So here he wants you to put the verb ذهب in the empty spaces after conjugating it with the appropriate pronouns. So it says أين خالد وحامد. They went, so you're going to have to conjugate it to represent that. إلى المكتبة. Now for huma, for those two men, you just add alif to huwa. So ذهب becomes ذهبا. And for أين آمنة وأختها, where's Amina sister, ذهبت is for here. Again, you just add alif, so it's ذهبتا. So that's all you're adding to the verb. Literally, alif represents the dual in the past tense. But ذهبت now has to take fatha. You can't have ذهبت doesn't make sense. You have to say ذهبتا. Okay? So that's what you need to do for that exercise. Then here it says ضع في الفراغ في كل جملة مما يأتي الفعل يذهب المضارع بعد إسناده إلى الضمير المناسب. So now you have to do the same thing for the present tense. And with the present tense, if it's any antuma masculine, well, it's the same for antuma. For you two, is the same. It's going to be tadhabani. But if it's huma and if it's huma feminine, two women, huma, it's going to be tadhabani, the same as antuma. But if it's huma masculine, those two, it's going to be yadhhabani. Okay. So ponder over that. Just adding the alif and noon to the end of the verb to show who's doing what. So ضع في الفراغ في كل جملة مما يأتي فعل الأمر اذهب بعد إسناده إلى الضمير. So it's going to be the same for both the masculine and the feminine. يا أخوان اذهبا يا بنتان اذهبا. Literally, it's the same. تذهباني اذهبا. Deleting the letter of مضارعة, the ta, and putting the sign of sukoon for the dual noun is by deleting the noon. The sign of sukoon and the sign of fatha is removing the noon, which will also be important for this exercise here. أمام كل كل جملة مما يأتي فعل مضارع مرفوع أكمل به الجملة بعد تغيير ما يلزم. So in the following sentences you have in front of every sentence a verb that is marfu'. Complete the sentences with the necessary changes. So ماذا يريد الطالبان الجديدان? What do the new students want? The two new students want. يريدان, they both want. And يذهبان is the verb. When I add it here, I have to pay attention to what and does to the verb and make sure I apply it here. Then the next one, يريدان and يلعبان in brackets. When I write it here, I have to observe the grammatical changes that are necessary because of and to complete the sentence. And you do that for the rest of the sentences as they follow. The next one says أكمل كل جملة مما يأتي بضمير المناسب. Complete the following sentences with the appropriate pronouns. Okay, so أرأيت الطالبين الجديدين? نعم رأيت. What's the pronoun going to be? I'll help you with this one. رأيتهما. I saw them both. So then you will finish the rest of them inshallah. And أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. Now in this last part of the lesson it says تأمل ما يلي, ponder over what follows. So as we learnt before when we learnt the present tense verb, we had the مضارع مرفوع أي ضمة and its equivalent. So here's يذهبان, يذهبون, تذهبان, تذهبون, تذهبين. This is for what is called أفعال الخمسة, 5 verbs. هما, هم, أنتما, and هما feminine, أنتم, أنتي. Okay, هذه هي الأفعال الخمسة. These are the 5 verbs. i.e., what's so important about these verbs? When it's مضارع منصوب or مضارع مجزوم, we delete the noon. So after لن, we delete the noon. لن يذهبا, لن يذهبوا, as you can see. After لم, which makes it take sukun, we delete the noon. That is what they all have common. So it says إعراب الأفعال الخمسة. The grammatical changes that happen to the 5 verbs is ترفع بثبوت النون. They are marfu', i.e. they take the equivalent of taking dhamma with the establishment of the noon being present. وَتُنْسَبُ وَتُجْزَبُ تُجْزَمُ بِحَذْفِ النون. And they are made mansub and majzoom, i.e. fath equivalent, sukoon equivalent, بِحَذْفِ النون, by deleting the noon. So that is the main thing to learn within this lesson, inshallah ta'ala, regarding the dual form, and then now just the grammatical analysis of those 5 verbs inshallah. فجزاكم الله خيرا وأراكم إن شاء الله تعالى في الدرس القادم وهو الدرس الأخير من كتاب الثاني. فنسأل الله أن يزيدكم علما وفضلا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.